blessed Sunday to everyone. We're back into our program, Voces Amoris, which means the voices of love. And so we are here again, sharing to you the voices of love. In this month of October, we are closing the month of October, speaking about the Holy Rosary, the Blessed Mother's presentation of oneself as the Lady of the Rosary in Fatima. And now we're going to conclude this month with a preparation for the celebrations we have. Very important, two celebrations we have: the All Saints Day and the All Souls Day. And we're so blessed to have a material with us in the middle of this show. We're going to present a very beautiful material made by a group of lay people who are devoted to the praying for the souls in purgatory. And this is a very beautiful occasion for us to deepen our faith about the truth of purgatory, and of course for our loved ones, our beloved deceased brothers and sisters. And so the production came from Mumford Foundation, and the presenters are the Prayer Warriors of the Holy Souls. This is a National Catholic Association of Lay Faithful, which was founded on July 29, 1992. And today, they have over 200,000 members already in 69 countries throughout the world. So it's an international group now, and it has founded here in the Philippines. So thanks be to God. We have also some foundations that are religiously founded. Religious foundations that are born here in our country. And so, brothers and sisters, we want to present to you in the middle of this show the video clip entitled "The March of Saints Reclaiming the Sacred," because this is a Christ-centered alternative to Halloween. And we know that the Church regards All Saints Day as a time for honoring the saints. Today, there is a growing concern among Christians that the modern celebration in of Halloween trivializes and even glamorizes evil, the occult, and superstitious and pagan practices and beliefs that are incompatible with the Christian faith. To reclaim the sacredness of the Eve of All Saints, we need to create a counterculture that will serve as a Christ-centered alternative to Halloween by starting a tradition of our own. Since we are a very Catholic country, and we know that these kind of practices doesn't really help. This kind of practice doesn't help really, especially our children, our youth, because psychologically, emotionally, with other, this is not really healthy. So we are now proposing this promotional video that will encourage all of us know what to do to counter these practices that are becoming very, very maybe say profanized in a way. Now, the March of Saints is a fitting tradition that can be firmly established in every parish and diocese to reclaim the sacredness of All Saints Day and to give back the glory to God. Because All Saints Day was already established in the 9th century. And so it's good to really go back to that kind of observance when across Europe in the 10th century we already celebrated as a holiday of obligation. And with me in this our show is Brother Lyndon Caballero, that will help us present the beauty and also the importance of these two celebrations in our year. Welcome, Brother Lyndon. So we know that the All Saints Day started in the year
It's really started in the year six nine nine 909 609.
609, by the name All Martyrs Day, the feast of the Eastern Feast. And then in our Western Church, it was established 835.
Yes, brother.
And then in the 9th century, it is moved from May 13
to November 1.
yes, because the reason is
because since the nations during that time the Rome cannot hold many pilgrimage in that area, and since there's I think there's, as I read in the internet, there's Roman fever that kills many people. That's why they transferred it on
you mean the city
1.
of Rome cannot
Yes.
hold the event because
Yes,
there are many people
Pilgrimage, yeah.
on pilgrimages. So they're moving it to November 1, which is a celebration, a pagan celebration, which is called
They called it Samhain. What's that?
Samhain.
Samhain. It's like Samhain.
Samhain,
Like that.
or
It's a Celtic. It's a Celtic. Celtic pagan practices. Say pagan celebrations that they.
and the English term is All Hallows Day. That is on October 31st. The eve of that. So, and then the church decided to move it on the November 1, which is now called the All Saints Day. Very close to All Hallows Day. Because the All Hallows Day is about sacred things, but only to pagan context, not in the Catholic context. So it's very beautiful because we don't know really the history of all this, and we normally would want to know because we want to celebrate it with sort of meaning and knowledge, when we try to really deepen our faith. In this year of faith, particularly, we're closing this month of November, the year of faith, and we believe in the saints who are in heaven interceding for us, and we also believe in the souls in purgatory because they need to purify themselves before they enter heaven. Without being saints, we cannot enter heaven. And that is the doctrine of the church. Why purgatory exists, because we need to really pay our debts or purify ourselves to become holy in order to enter heaven. But we are sure, when we are in purgatory, we are sure to enter heaven. That's our consolation already. But the pains, the purification is necessary in order that we can face God worthily. So what can you say about the celebration of the Souls Day? Is there also kind of continuity from the All Hallows Day, and then now turn as the All Saints Day, and then the relevance to All Souls Day?
Because during the time that since the celebration, as they said that it's originated in Europe and the South, especially those South the Celtic speaking language. Then they celebrate it as they celebrate first the harvest. Then at the same time they also celebrate commemorate the how what's the dark
dark part and the light part. It's a kind of the separation of the dark
and they believe in
time and the light time.
Yes, and they believe in that time that souls are going back to their families, and it's pagan practice, Father.
Just like the Chinese also, we give some honor to the souls, and in those pagan practices they would prepare some food just like what we are doing now in our cemeteries, but because they think that the members would come back and dine with them.
Yes, Father.
So that's the pagan practice. And so anyway, in our Christian belief, because of the truth of the resurrection, We don't really need all these things. That's why it's good to also avoid using these practice pagan one, in our celebrations for the All Saints Day and the All Souls Day. Mhm. That's good. Thank you, Brother Lyndon. And in these days, that we are preparing, it's good that we also realize when we go to the cemetery, it's not good that we only go there and then talk and talk, without reverence to the graves that we honor our loved ones, our relatives and friends, because practically our remains, the remains of the human bodies are sacred somehow. So when we go to the cemetery, it's a kind of sacred place also. So we must be reverent. We should not be noisy. On the other hand, we should compose ourselves in the spirit of recollection, prayer, and maybe sharing that would make us all the more aware what to do in our lives, because it's a kind of reminder of our destiny. Yes, we're going to die, and hopefully we die a saint, or at least we die saved in purgatory, and therefore we must be responsible of our acts, because in purgatory everything will be accounted for. That's why we have to pay our debts really. So thanks be to God. This is the doctrine of the church, handed down from the very beginning, primitive time of all Christians who really give value to this offering of the souls already in the Old Testament, the book of Maccabees, and Judas is the one offering it. And now we, the faithfuls, we know that the Holy Mass is the best offering for this. That's why it's good to really attend Masses in these days, especially on the second day of November, because that is really the All Souls Day. And we priests are allowed to celebrate 3 Masses. In fact, it's written here in our order, to let you know that how rich is this day in terms of privileges, especially for us priests, so that we can offer prayers for the souls. It says here that in virtue of the Apostolic Constitution of Pope Benedict XV in August 10, 1915, all priests are permitted to celebrate 3 Masses, provided these take place at different times and on condition, moreover, that while they may at their preference apply one of the Masses in favor of any person and accept for that Mass a stipend, they may not accept a stipend for the second or for the third Mass, the second of which they are bound to apply for all the faithful departed, and the third for the intentions of the Supreme Pontiff, the Pope. And in this very day, no other celebrations are permitted. So this is kind of a holiday of obligation, because no other Masses are permitted to be celebrated, but only for the departed, so for the souls in purgatory. Thanks be to God. So this is it. We are allowed to offer these offerings for the poor souls. And on the Solemnity of All the Saints, the day before, this was already established, not really in the 5th century, it's in the 4th century, it says here. Originating the 4th century, Eastern Feast of All Martyrs, and attested to by Saint Ephraim. And Pope Gregory XIV established this commemoration for all the saints of the Roman Church in 835. Again, we have mentioned that. So may we be able to give honor to all the saints by, of course, participating in Mass, and maybe praying a novena to the saints or favorite saints, and then in general we invoke all holy saints or all saints in heaven pray for us. That is a very simple practice.
Now, we must not also, Father, forget that during these days of holidays of obligation, we must not also forget that the very objective of our celebration. First, we commemorate and venerate the saints, especially not only those capital S saints and also those small s.
Yes,
And
those that are not canonized,
not yet,
no?
not yet.
Because those who are in heaven, all of them are saints. Only there's a big and small saints.
right.
The small saints are the non-canonized, while the big S are the canonized because they deserve to be honored and imitated for us living here on earth. For those who are still alive and yet to come, no, for the journey, that the church has to take, so that the faithfuls may be guided. Because according to Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI, the saints are the masters of our spiritual life. So, brothers and sisters, stay with us for the viewing of the video clip that we're preparing here, the March of Saints, Reclaiming the Sacred.